Hi, I'm Kanisha. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to talk about Warrior Nun Season 2, Episode 2. And I want to start with Yasmin and her secret family OCS operation. So I think it's great that someone in the OCS developed a sort of contingency plan in case Adriel escaped his tomb. But I feel like it would be more important for people within the OCS to realize that Adriel is alive and that there's potential that he could escape, and maybe have like some signs on his tomb like don't enter or like something. I just feel like it would be better to address the fact that no one should be down in the catacombs. Like, I don't know, have some traps like in the Mummy, or just a way to prevent people from even attempting to access his tomb. But I guess if they did that, then there wouldn't be like a season 2. So yeah, okay, so I guess it was gonna happen no matter what, story-wise. But I just feel like it's a better plan to let people know that he's dangerous. Okay, maybe you don't want to spread that he's alive and the history of the OCS has been fabricated, but it just seems like if he's such a bad dude, more people should know that he's a bad dude. But I don't understand why the OCS would just try to ignore him or hope that other people would ignore him. Like, I don't understand that way of thinking, but it is great that there is someone out there in the OCS who has developed a plan in case Adriel returns. So I'm really wondering what this secret is that will, I don't know, to defeat him or whatever. It's probably not divinium, since divinium is kind of a part of him and a part of his realm wherever he comes from. So maybe, I don't know. What if Adriel's a thief and he stole the halo, and I think that the Tarrasque were chasing him in the flashback in the season 1 finale. I think they were chasing him because he was a thief and they were sent to retrieve the halo. So maybe the Tarrasque can snatch him up and take him back to wherever he came from, and that way he'll be out of this realm. And I'm wondering if he goes back to his realm without the halo, will he be able to use his teleportation power? So I don't know. So if that's the case, Lilith would be super helpful if she could get a hold of him and take him back to wherever he came from. But yeah, I am looking forward to seeing what's it gonna take to stop him. I'm a little surprised that Adriel even wants to join up with the Catholic Church, seeing how they kind of mistreated him and they've been sort of siphoning off of his powers to grow followers and be the largest, I think, religious organization in the world. So I'm surprised that he doesn't want to expose the Catholic Church maybe and sort of drive away their followers. But I'm thinking that he needs people to believe in him in order for him to, I don't know, get more powerful. And especially since he doesn't have the halo, I think a lot of his power comes from using the halo. And I'm guessing that maybe because of the dimension he comes from, maybe having people believe in him can give him more power in this world. I imagine that if he goes back to wherever he came from, heaven, hell, whatever, if he goes back to wherever he came from, I don't think he probably won't have the same kind of powers that he has on Earth. And he's probably very much enjoying having biblical powers on Earth and having people worship him. So, well, no, I think he tells Duretti when he's threatening him about the kingdom of heaven and about his father. So maybe it's not that, well, now the line a little confused, like I'm a little confused about what he's capable of in the dimension that he comes from. It would kind of make sense to me that if Adriel is from heaven and has some level of powers, or maybe he doesn't have, I'm really confused. I think Adriel is enjoying having powers on Earth. So I'm assuming that he doesn't have the same kind of abilities from wherever he's from. So it would make sense to me that he would leave heaven, come to Earth, be like a super powered being, have these people worship him as a god. So I'm trying to figure out if he has powers without any followers, why would he want more followers? I'm guessing that followers give him more power. I'm trying to work it out in my head. Like, why does he want to join up with the Catholic Church, who have a large following? I assume it's because he needs them or because he wants them. If I go with he wants the followers because he needs them, then maybe he wants to, I don't think he wants to save people. I think he wants to rule people. So if he's on Earth, has a chance to be a ruler instead of subservient to his father in his original dimension, then okay, I think that would explain why he would want followers. If he gains power from the people believing in him and he wants to rule, then okay, I guess that makes sense. I was trying to figure out why Adriel would want to join the Catholic Church in the first place, especially since he seemed a little resentful about the church, like keeping him locked up in the basement, basically. And instead of sort of getting revenge on the church, he wants to join them. And I think it's just because he sees them as a means to an end, and he wants to use their followers to gain power and be a god on Earth. So I'm guessing that's how it is, but maybe, I'm sure I'll learn eventually. But that's kind of the working theory I'm going with for now. My biggest question so far is, how and why does Vincent know, or how did he know that Adriel was alive in the catacombs, while Duretti and the other cardinals around him had no clue? And Vincent is the only person in the OCS who knew Adriel was alive, especially since the OCS history book said Adriel gave up his halo and died immortal. I really hope we get that answer soon, because it really is not making any sense to me how Vincent is the only one that knew and no one else was aware. Maybe it's, I wonder if Vincent comes from like a long line of Adriel supporters, kind of like how Lilith comes from a long line of Halo bearers. Like maybe there's just some family history. Maybe the family history is just that Vincent is like a descendant of someone who was part of the OCS when Warrior Nun Ari was sort of creating it. And if Ari told anyone that Adriel was dangerous and they disagreed, then I guess it stands to reason that this person would start like a, I don't know, they would pass down the information that Adriel is like a savior and he needs to be broken out of that tomb that he's in. I mean, that's really the only thing I can think of. I have no idea why else it would be kept. Like, that knowledge would be kept from anyone. And I just really hope the show like actually has a chance to explain how Vincent knew about Adriel. Ooh, I really hope that happens. Because right now, it's kind of impossible to explain. But like, a family history about serving Adriel, I guess, would do it. But yeah, I hope we get some confirmation about how that all worked out. How could Vincent have known that he was there? How could Vincent know that Adriel was alive? And how could Vincent help to orchestrate Ava going down there? I mean, we did see that Vincent has some divinium tattoos on his left arm when he was carrying Ava out of there after Beatrice and Lilith set off the explosions. So I assume that's how Vincent was able to communicate with Adriel, but who gave... Okay, so there must be some faction within the OCS that are diehard Adriel supporters. If there's a secret operation of the OCS to prepare for Adriel's return and to stop him, then there must be, or there's probably some faction of within the OCS that were trying to help Adriel escape. And I'm like, somebody gave him a tattoo. I assume he didn't give it to himself, so maybe there are more people, maybe not within the OCS, but there's like a group of people who have dedicated themselves to like help Adriel escape from the tomb. I don't know if it's gonna be like a full-blown organization like with Yasmin's family, but I could see some small faction that's like separate from the OCS, but kind of still connected. Yeah, I could see some faction that's responsible for helping Adriel escape. Oh my god. I mean, I appreciate that there are all these secret organizations, but like, how many can there be, and how many reveals are gonna come in the next, I think I have 6 episodes left. So, okay, I mean, it's a little bit annoying that there might be all these secret organizations within the OCS, which is also another secret organization. So there's like these layers upon layers of secrets within the church. Like, okay, fine. It's a little annoying, but I guess necessary for the story. So I'll just have to deal with it. But yeah. So I guess either Vincent, like, having a family history of people, like, being on Adriel's side, or there's, like, some other secret organization within the OCS. Okay, I just hope that there is an explanation that comes in this season. I know that the show was canceled and there's only 8 episodes, but I hope they managed to squeeze in an explanation for how Vincent knew about Adriel. So speaking of secret organizations, we see that Ava and Beatrice are going along with Miguel and the Samaritans. They interrogate an FBC member, and Ava ends up exposing herself. I'm wondering if the show is going to drop the Samaritans and Ava and Beatrice involvement with them, just like we ended up dropping JC and his friends. Like, JC and his friends were, like, more involved for longer into that season, but right now, I can't imagine that the Samaritans are just not going to be a factor anymore. But Ava and Beatrice, I mean, they're going to Madrid now. So I doubt that Miguel is also going to wind up in Madrid. If he did, that would make me think he is in communication with Adriel, but I just don't think the Samaritans should be, like, completely out of the story or out of the season. So I'm expecting them to come back around, but I can't imagine that. Well, maybe Miguel's just gonna be gone and Ava's gonna meet some other Samaritans member in Madrid. It's just hard for me to believe that the Samaritans are gonna disappear from the story. And it would make sense to me that now that Ava and Beatrice are going off to Madrid to reunite with everyone else, like, it makes total sense for the Samaritans to sort of just be gone. They might be gone for a while and come back around season finale time. But I am wondering, like, they're not just gonna get dropped like JC. I don't expect them to, but there's probably maybe there will be a stretch of these next, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes or so where Samaritans aren't involved in those episodes. But yeah, I mean, the show has done it before, so it wouldn't be hard to believe that Samaritans are, like, donezo. But I can't help but think that they're gonna be involved in a way that I can't even imagine. So yeah, I just thought it was weird that Ava and Beatrice would just kind of pack and leave them behind. The Samaritans maybe haven't been that helpful as far as figuring out what's up with Adriel. They mostly due to Ava, they bungled that interrogation. So Samaritans haven't been very successful, but I still expect that they'll come back around at some point this season. So sticking with Ava and Beatrice, their relationship is, I mean, it's sort of coming along, but it's a little rocky in this episode. I'm surprised that Ava mentioned that Beatrice was jealous of Miguel. I kind of would like to see other instances of Beatrice maybe being jealous. I don't actually think that's what it is. I do think Beatrice is very much concerned about Ava exposing the halo to other people like she exactly did in this episode. But I would have liked to see other instances of their dynamic and maybe some hints about other people trying to either get with Ava or get with Beatrice and how the other reacts. We kind of get a hint of that in this episode because they're at the bar and there's a girl that goes up to Beatrice. I can't decide like why she decided to approach Beatrice and talk about Ava. I don't actually think it's because that girl is like, if the girl wanted to flirt with Beatrice, I think she should have just done that and not talked about Ava. But maybe Galaxy Brain here. Maybe the girl is interested in Ava and wants to know how close her and Beatrice really are to see if there's like a crack that she can expose in their relationship. But I just think I don't think she actually wanted to help Ava and Beatrice get together, because I don't think she would be kind of showing off and flirting right in front of her. I don't know why she did that, but I think she did end up maybe kickstarting some, like start some momentum for them to get together. Like, I just thought it was a weird thing for her to do in the bar. And she was definitely staring at Ava, seeing if she was paying attention to them. So, I don't know. I mean, the girl's bold, and I'll give her that for whatever she was trying to accomplish. But I don't know if she was going to end up getting what she wanted. Of course, it helps for the Ava and Beatrice shippers. Like, I think they're definitely going to get together. So, whether it was intentional or not, or if it's just like the story trying to find a way to push the two of them together, like, okay. I just think it's the motives of that girl are just weird, and I have no idea what she was thinking. And I'm wondering if, like, I wonder why the story had that happen in the first place. I think Ava and Beatrice could have gotten close together without the external push, but I don't know. It was kind of nice to see Ava get a little flustered and jealous over Beatrice chatting up this other girl. So, not a terrible turn of events, but a little confusing for me. Because I'm like, that girl is cute. Like, maybe Beatrice could get with her. Like, I wouldn't be mad at that. But I think Ava and Beatrice getting together is, like, almost certain. So, it was a little weird to me that happened. But I don't hate it. So, we see that Lilith goes to a very nice house. And she's sort of, like, dressed down in some comfortable clothes. Turns out it's her house, and her mom walks in, and they have a awful dinner together. I'm surprised that we got a family member of one of our main cast. It never crossed my mind that we might meet some family members. And of course, we've heard about Ava's family, so probably not going to meet any of them unless her dad's an angel. Which I think maybe is the reason why she's an angel and why the Halo chose her. I don't think Adriel had anything to do with that, really. Especially if he stole the halo from someone else. But anyways, I'm surprised that we're getting, like, to actually meet a family member. And I wonder if Lilith's mom is going to make another appearance. Because I think we knew in season 1 that Lilith had, like, a difficult family with very high expectations. So getting to see it in action, I'm not sure how seeing Lilith with her mom, like, adds to what we already knew. So I'm wondering maybe Lilith's mom is going to come back around somehow. I don't know how, but I just feel like a scene like this could have been more impactful if it happened in season 1 and we didn't know about Lilith and how driven she was to be a halo bearer. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what this scene accomplishes, and maybe it's just to get Lilith to go to Dr. Jillian and figure out what's happening to her. But I don't know, like, how those things are really connected. Like, I feel like I'm reaching to connect the dots between why Lilith is there at all. Maybe she missed her mom? Maybe she's trying to get her mom to understand what's happening to her, or why. I don't know. I do think it's interesting that they had this scene at all. I suspect that mom's coming back, and that's probably the only reason that we had this scene in the first place. I am kind of wondering what's up with Lilith's dad, though. She only has dinner with her mom. Does she have any siblings? They weren't around, so I am now curious about the makeup of Lilith's family, or why her dad wasn't there. Did she say what her parents did? I'm trying to remember if she said anything about her family, like, occupations in season 1. Really, the only thing I remember is that her family, like, has produced multiple halo bearers, so I don't think we know whether her family are, like, politicians or government officials, or maybe just entrepreneurs. I have no idea. Like, very nice house, so they're definitely wealthy, but I don't know. I'd like to know more, and I'd like to know more about everyone else's families. Like, Camilla has talked about her mom, and I guess her mom, like, gave her tea when she was sick or something, or not feeling well. So we have that. Mary is maybe gone. I'm still not sure about that. And we heard about her family, and it is dysfunctional. I've heard about Beatrice's family. I wonder if we're actually going to meet any more family members. I'd be happy with that. And I'd love to meet Ava's dad. But, yeah. It was just it was kind of a jarring scene for me to sort of slip that in. Maybe, I was going to say maybe Lilith went there to be comforted after her ordeal with Vincent and murdering a bunch of dudes, but comfort does not seem to be her mom's strong suit, so I don't think that's actually what happened or why she went there. So yeah, I don't know what that scene was about. I'm just assuming it's a setup to see her mom later. I wonder if we're gonna get a scene where Lilith's mom, like, finally respects Lilith and acknowledges her accomplishments. I don't have a good feeling about that based on what we've seen in this episode, so maybe that's not gonna happen, but yeah, I just feel like this scene in this episode is just gonna set up a return for Lilith and her mom, or maybe it's setting up to learn about the dynamic between Lilith and her dad. I don't know. I mean, this could go any number of ways, and I just feel like we should be expecting Lilith's mom to come back, and maybe that's kind of the only reason this scene exists in this episode. But yeah, okay. I don't know. I'll see. We'll see. So after Lilith has dinner with her mom, she goes to Dr. Jillian. And we see Lilith's arm, and it looks like she is turning into a Tarrasque, or maybe some kind of hybrid of a Tarrasque. At least that's what it looks like to me anyways. And it looks like Dr. Jillian took maybe a sample of her arm. But I'm wondering, if Lilith becomes a full-blown Tarrasque, would she be able to go through the portal and find Michael? Maybe she could, or maybe she doesn't have to be a full-blown Tarrasque, but somehow could Lilith becoming some form of a Tarrasque and find Michael and bring him back? Or could she take Dr. Jillian to Michael? Like, Michael's still been gone for like over 2 months, and I'm assuming he's wherever Adriel is from, because he went through the portal that Adriel wanted to create. Man, I hope Michael's okay. And I feel like Lilith should or could be able to look for him on the other side. I just hope that someone will be able to find Michael. If it's not going to be Ava, then I think Lilith has the best chance to find wherever he is and maybe bring him back. I'm also wondering, like, does time work the same way wherever Michael is? Like, because I think Dr. Jillian went through making the portal because she wanted to spend time with Michael and watch him grow up. And I think it would be very cruel if somehow Michael is able to return to his mom and he's like 60 years old or something. Like, if he's older than her. Like, that would be really hard to stomach and really hard to watch. Ooh, and I would feel so bad for Dr. Jillian if that happened. But I think Lilith becoming a Tarrasque could be like really beneficial as far as maybe taking Adriel like away from Earth and back to wherever he came from, and then maybe Lilith could find Michael and bring him back to his mom. So I mean, God, in season 1 I was so convinced that Lilith was becoming a demon, but I was way wrong about that. And now that she's becoming like some form of a divine being, like, my opinion of her is very different than it was season 1, now that I know she's like becoming a Tarrasque, which is maybe a creature who was sent to retrieve the halo, or maybe to protect the halo, something like that. So like, my opinion of her is much better than it was before. And I think it would be like pretty awesome for her to be able to do what all the other Taras couldn't do, which is to like grab Adriel and maybe, I don't know, like take him to get punished or whatever. And it would be awesome if she could reunite Michael and Dr. Jillian. So, I mean, I would love it if either of those things happen. But yeah, I'll keep watching and I'll see how this goes. It's very interesting, the turn that Lilith has taken to me. Because yeah, I wasn't fond of her before, but now she's, I'm not gonna say a better character, but like, I don't know, my opinion of her is just improved. So I hope something like good and happy happens to Lilith, especially considering her family and her mom. So I hope she like can do something where she'll be proud of herself instead of looking to her mom or her parents for some kind of validation. So I hope that happens for her. I really am not sure what to make of what's happening with Mary. Like in the previous episode, I just wasn't convinced she was gone, and I was mad at everyone else for abandoning her. And this episode, like, I don't know why in the previous episode, I don't know why Lilith takes Vincent's word for it that Mary is gone. He's already betrayed you. He's been lying to you for years, probably. He's on Adriel's side and he wants to, like, I think he wants to sort of disarm and put the OCS off kilter so they can't attack Adriel. Does he really have any respect for the relationships that the sister warriors have with each other? Like, I wouldn't put it past him to sort of undercut their, I don't know, belief in each other or belief that Mary's still around. I don't know if he would care whether they believe she was alive or dead. But I just feel like, why wouldn't he lie to them? So I don't get why Lilith believed him. Did she like see it in his eyes or something? I don't know. I just feel like he's not, you can't trust him. So unless you find Mary's body, then she could be anywhere. He already lied about her being alive to, like, I don't know, save himself when Lilith caught him in Portugal, I think, or wherever, where he was drinking and stumbling down the street. Like, so he lied about Mary being dead to, I guess, save himself. Why would he tell Lilith Mary is alive and bring Lilith to that fortress just so he could lock her in that, I don't know, dungeon, and she would just murder a bunch of dudes and like dismember them? When she can escape and like come back at you if you're lying to her. Like, does he think that he can't think that she would spare him if Mary's alive? I mean, if Mary's dead. If Mary's dead, then she would definitely try and kill him, which she can do because he didn't like actually lock her away. So I just don't, understand the reasoning behind Vincent saying saying that Mary is alive so he could take her to that fortress and then turn around and say, no, she's dead. And I'm gonna lock you in here, a place that you can't obviously escape from, and come after me again. So that makes absolutely no sense at all. And now that Lilith has sent this message out to everyone else, is she still gonna try and go after Vincent because she thinks Mary's dead now? The way the show is handling this, I'm just so confused. And I don't know what to believe. And if Mary's gone, I want to feel sad and mourn her, but I can't because I don't actually think she's dead. And then we have the way that this the scene was shot with Lilith showing the message. Beatrice tells Ava, and then Mother S and Camilla are crying together. It was beautifully shot. It was very somber. It was well done, but I don't know if this is the end of Mary, and I can't feel grief because I'm still not sure. I can't imagine that the show is going to do the same damn thing that they did with Lilith. Because it seemed like we were supposed to believe Lilith was gone. And the Tarrasque took her. We saw Lilith's funeral / memorial. And then Lilith came back. So for now, I just don't think Mary is gone. And I guess if the show never talks about her again, then maybe that'll be proof that she's actually dead. But I'm just not a fan of the way that this is being handled. And I don't know if there's some behind the scenes things that kind of mess up how this is playing out, but I'm just really not fond of how this is going and how it feels like it's being drawn out to me because I don't think Mary's dead, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm still holding out hope that Mary's gonna make an appearance again somehow. I don't know. Maybe I'll be very, very wrong, and I just don't feel sad. If I'm supposed to feel sad, I want to feel sad, but I just don't think that she's gone. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Okay, so this episode was titled Colossians. Probably should have looked that up before, but I'm going with Colossians 3, or chapter 3, verse 9 and 10. Do not lie to one another, seeing that you have stripped off the old self with its practices, and have clothed yourselves with the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge according to the image of its creator. To me, I think this is a reference to the OCS, gathering again and sort of reforming. Right now, Ava's been hiding who she really is in the bar, and now she has an opportunity to be with people who know who she really is and what she's capable of, and be herself again, because I kind of feel like she was terrible at hiding the Halo and stuff. Probably not at work, but definitely when she was with Samaritan, she did a really shitty job of like not being suspicious. So I think this is in reference to now the OCS is sort of getting back together and Ava can be her full self again. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Like, did you look up the title and did you try to, like, do you have your own interpretation of what the episode title means? Let me know in the comments. But for next episode, I hope that Yasmin and Ava actually get to meet in the next episode. Like, there's only 8 episodes, I think. So I think it would be good to, like, move this along and have Yasmin reveal whatever is the super secret special weapon or tactic against Adriel. So I hope that happens next episode. I'm really looking forward to hearing what it is that Yasmin has to say about stopping Adriel. So I'm looking forward to that. And I hope that happens next episode. So the last thing I guess I want to ask you is, what did you think about that girl approaching Beatrice in the bar? Like, I'm confused about her motives for doing that. So why do you think she did it? Let me know in the comments. And that's gonna do it for me for this episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Before you go, I want to let you know that you don't have to wait a week to hear my thoughts on the next episode. You can click the link in the description and get access to watch my next video right now. I'm sure future me has great thoughts about the next episode, probably insightful and very witty. So don't wait. Click the link below to watch it now. I'll see you there.